What's happening, guys? Welcome back. This is going to be a quick breakdown for Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. Now, this is a dream fight that the fans want to see. I really hope we get to see this matchup. But without wasting any more time, let's get into this fight. Alright, starting with Islam Makhachev, some of his stats. Islam is 30 years old, 5'10", 70.5-inch reach. Mixed martial arts record, 22 wins, 1 loss. 4 knockout wins on his resume, 10 wins via submission. Islam Makhachev is a world Sambo champion. He is currently on a 10-fight win streak. If I could drop some names, those wins include Bobby Green, Dan Hooker, Thiago Moises, Drew Dober, Arman Sarukian, Gleison Tebow. Talking about Islam's style and his skill set, well, Islam is kind of like a more athletic version of Khabib to me. I think he has better striking. I think he has actually more potential to be a more well-rounded fighter compared to Khabib. Very similar style, but the main difference to me is that Islam Makhachev has pretty formidable stand-up and it keeps improving. Islam's style is very wrestling, grappling based. Just like Khabib, if he gets a hold of you, he's going to dominate and control you. And he wins in similar fashion to Khabib, either via ground and pound or the pressure from ground and pound and the ground control making you give up a submission. Like I said, younger, more athletic Khabib. Alright, moving on to the champ at lightweight, Charles Oliveira. Dude Bronx is 32 years old, 5'10", 74-inch reach. Mixed martial arts record, 33 wins, 8 losses, 1 no contest. 21 submission wins on his resume. That is remarkable. He has 9 wins via KO TKO. 3rd degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. If I'm not mistaken, Charles Oliveira has the UFC record for the most submission wins, with 16 and the most finishes at 19. The guy's already a certified legend to me. He just defended his title against Justin Gaethje at UFC 274. Remarkable win, finished Justin with a rear naked choke. Yes, I said defended. Let's not play games. Charles Oliveira is the UFC lightweight champ. He's had some sensational wins. Right now, Charles is on an 11-fight win streak. Some of the bodies on his resume: Justin Gaethje again, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee, Jim Miller, Clay Guida. Talking about Dude Bronx's skill set, definitely a finisher. Charles used to be kind of like a specialist, mostly submission grappling, BJJ. That's what he would look for to finish fights, submissions. But in present day, Charles Oliveira is a very formidable striker. The leaps and bounds he has made in his striking skill has been incredible. He can stand and strike with the best of them. He can give as much as he takes. Loves to hop in a fire right in the pocket. And I think Charles Oliveira's striking pretty much catching up to his BJJ skill. That just made him 10 times more dangerous, because now there's no urgency to get it to the ground where he's strong at. He can more than hang on the feet and beat you there. So he's a fully complete fighter. You're kind of screwed either which way you go, standing or on the mat, giving Charles way more options. Alright guys, so the matchup. How could this fight possibly play out in a UFC octagon? Well, in some ways, Islam Makhachev is a tough style matchup for Charles Oliveira, and you could say the same in reverse. Both of these guys can be each other's kryptonite. It really depends who implements the best game plan, who imposes their will on fight night. When I think about this fight, I could easily see Islam Makhachev taking Charles Oliveira down at will, maintaining top position, controlling him, avoiding the submissions, landing ground and pound, finishing Charles via ground and pound, or dare I say, catching him in a submission. Let's say like a rear naked choke, if Charles gives up his back, trying to avoid the pressure in the ground and pound. Very possible, very possible. Islam is that strong, he's that good of a grappler. I do believe he is very well versed in submission defense and subs in general. You don't come from a heavy Sambo background and grappling background and not pick up submission skill. The area where I particularly think Islam will be in trouble is in the stand-up. Not to say he wouldn't be in trouble on the mat with Charles Oliveira because the guy is a viper on the mat. He sees an opening, he goes for it, snatches the submission. But Islam Makhachev might stifle him on the ground. He's that good. So when I think of this fight, I see it going that way for Islam Makhachev. Ground and control, ground and pound, maybe unanimous decision, maybe even a stoppage. When I think about Charles Oliveira, I see a knockout. I see a submission win. I don't necessarily think that Charles Oliveira would be able to stuff Islam's takedowns, but I really don't think he would fight it anyway. I think he's so confident in his submission grappling and his BJJ, in his skill on the mat, that I think he would welcome a takedown. That's what makes him so dangerous. He doesn't have to fight being on the mat or fight to keep it standing. He can just go with the flow in the fight and perform well in either avenue based on his skills. So I can see Islam taking down Charles Oliveira due to the pressure standing, due to things getting a little bit too dicey striking, because I do 100% think that Charles Oliveira has the definitive edge standing. The ground is kind of more of like a question mark, but for sure I can see Charles Oliveira tapping out Islam Makhachev on the mat. I can see a guillotine choke when Islam shoots, a Darce choke, anaconda. Those are great defensive chokes against a wrestler shooting in. The only thing with a guillotine in particular, like you're gonna wind up on your back, and that might be a bad position to be in if you have Islam Makhachev on top of you, unless you're Charles Oliveira. Because Charles Oliveira is so damn good, he could possibly find a sweep, he could get an armbar off his back, triangle choke. He doesn't have the most submission wins in the UFC for no reason. The guy's scary and he's super dangerous. I don't necessarily think that Charles Oliveira is going to be able to stuff Islam's takedowns, which it would be good for him if he was capable of doing that. Because if he can keep the fight standing, I do think he would chop down Islam Makhachev. I just flat out think he's more comfortable standing. I just think he's better. I think he would knock Islam out. But what makes this fight so damn intriguing once again is that it can go either way. These guys match up so well. They can cancel each other out in many ways. It's like Charles is probably going to get the better of this stand up. Then if Islam uses that awesome wrestling skill set he has, it can either save him from the striking or put him in more danger with Charles Oliveira's BJJ. And then with Charles Oliveira, he may welcome the takedown, but I don't think anybody could definitively say that Charles would submit Islam, because that might be a bad thing for Oliveira. He might get pounded out. This is one of those fights that we have to see, guys. And it's the closest thing to Charles Oliveira versus Khabib. That's one that we missed out on. Sadly, we're never going to see it. Khabib retired. He doesn't seem like he has any desire to come back. But we have Islam Makhachev and Charles Oliveira. We might be able to see that one. I'm going to make a prediction for this fight. Pick who I think is going to win. Right now, how I'm feeling today, based on Oliveira's recent performances, based on Islam's performances, I'm personally going to go with Charles Oliveira. I think the guy's on fire right now. I don't think he's invincible. I don't think it's impossible to beat him. But I think right now it's very difficult. He has great recovery. I really don't see Islam knocking Charles Oliveira out or having the power and skill set to do so. So striking advantage, Charles for me. And I do think he's very capable of tapping out Islam Makhachev on the mat. More finishing ability to Charles Oliveira. I think he has more tools to win, more well-rounded. Diving in a little bit deeper into this one, cardio and conditioning, I give the edge to Islam Makhachev. That might play a factor as the fight goes on for sure. If Islam dares to grapple with Charles, which he probably will because that's the strong point of his game. When does Islam not wrestle or grapple? Very taxing. Grappling and wrestling, very taxing. Even though Charles being fresh would be super dangerous for Islam as the fight goes on. And if Charles starts to fatigue, he's going to be way less effective and Islam could take the fight over. So cardio and conditioning, definitely a factor. Strength, I think both of these guys are strong. It's not a super big difference, but overall I do think that Islam is a little bit stronger. Man, right now Charles is showing a lot of heart. I'm not sure if I've seen Islam tested rocked and dazed, coming back like Charles has done several times now. He just doesn't seem like he has quit in him right now. Say what you will about the past and his other fights, Charles is showing a lot of heart. That's a question mark with Islam. Can he rally back? Things to look out for in this matchup: Charles Oliveira's clinch work. His Muay Thai is pretty spectacular. Nasty sharp elbows up close and tight in the clinch. I don't think Charles would avoid clinch situations because I think he's very confident in his submission grappling. That may work to his favor or play into Islam's game. But definitely the clinch, damage wise, gotta give the edge to Charles. His knees are sick as well, but Islam might be able to neutralize Charles's clinch game with his grappling and control. I can see Islam not even playing that game with him. As soon as he gets within that range, Islam will probably go for a full takedown. Striking wise, the low kick's going to be a factor. Charles got great low kicks. He may try to chop down Islam's legs. That's going to hurt his shot, hurt his mobility, open up things up top. Islam himself has great body kicks. If he's successful with landing kicks to the body on Charles, that may affect his cardio and conditioning and pay dividends as the fight goes on. Might be a useful technique and tactic. Dig to the body with kicks. And Charles is not going to catch a kick and score a takedown. Highly doubt that on Islam Makhachev. Anyway guys, that's going to wrap up this quick breakdown. Just some thoughts on the fight, what could possibly go down, and I made my pick. Once again, going with Charles Oliveira. Great fight though, 55-45. It can go either way. That's how good both of these guys are. But you let me know in the comment section who takes this fight and why. Would love to read your thoughts. Thanks for watching the video. If this is your first time at the channel and you enjoy the content, please hit that subscribe button. Like and share, appreciate that. That helps the channel grow, and I'll catch you guys on the next segment. Until then, everybody take care.